What's worse than getting to the trailhead and needing some air in your tires and forgetting your track pump? Or being out on the trail, getting a puncture, and realizing you didn't pack your hand pump. And there's a whole new wave of little battery-operated pumps like this one. And so today, I'm going to review the Viair Recon Mini bike pump. I'll give it a look at some of the pros and cons, and give it a test on a fat bike and a gravel bike tire, and see how quickly it fills up. Viair is a company that's been making pumps for a good bit, and they make automobile pumps and a number of other kinds, and they decided to get into the small bike pump market. And so they currently make the Recon Mini and then the Recon Mini SL. The SL version is rated for fork tuning and will also fill in half PSI measurements versus just whole values, like the Recon Mini. In the box, you get the pump, the Presta adapter, the extension for Schrader, the USB to USB-C charging cable, and a little carrying case. The pump itself is pretty small. It fits in the palm of your hand pretty easily, and yet there's enough to grab onto while you're filling your tire. If you've got a larger bag, obviously there's no issue throwing it inside there or tucking it in a pocket. If you're going with a fanny pack or something like that, there's plenty of room for your other tools with the pump not taking up a terribly large amount of space. Or if you're using something that sits underneath your seat or snaps onto, velcros onto your bike, there's plenty of room still in something like that. It doesn't take up a ton. This here is the first version of the Recon Mini, so not the SL version. And as you can see, the pump itself comes in at 128 grams. And then you add in the brass Presta adapter, and it jumps up to 170 grams. And if you want to hold on to the Schrader stem or the Presta extension, it comes up to 183. The SL version swapped out the brass for an aluminum Presta end to cut out some weight. To charge the pump, you have your USB to USB-C charge cable. There's a little rubberized cover on the side. You pull that back and expose the USB-C port, and you can charge it. The Recon Mini is pretty easy to use. There are only 3 buttons on the device, and they're rubberized, pretty large in order to be able to hit pretty easily with gloves, even with gloves on. The far left button is the power button. You got your up arrow and you got your down arrow working to the left. In order to turn it on and off, you hold the large button with the circle on the far right for 2 seconds. That turns it on. Hold for another 2 seconds. That turns it off. In order to raise or lower your desired pressure setting, you press the down arrow once or the up arrow once, and that toggles between your desired pressure settings. If you hold that button, then it'll increase or decrease the desired pressure setting rather quickly. In order to toggle between PSI or bar, it's a double press of the down arrow on the far left side. So now we're in the bar settings, and then 2 presses and we're back in the PSI settings. It's got a battery indicator in the top right corner. I'm going to showing you of 3 different bars, or 3 bars, what your current battery is set at. One of the features that's really neat about the Recon Mini is it combines a couple tools. So if you're in a pinch and you need a flashlight, a double press of the middle button, the up arrow, turns on a flashlight on the bottom, and then a double press turns it off. That can be really nice in a pinch to be able to have a light, especially while you're in the process of filling your tire. If you were in the dark or dusk and you dropped a stem cap or something to that effect and needed to be able to look around or even look through your pack in the middle of the night or something like that, you've got a flashlight close at hand. Once you're ready and you got your pressure set, a single press of the power button turns on the pump. And a single press turns it off again. It will turn off automatically once it reaches the desired pressure. So in this case, if I wanted my tire set at 30 psi and it was filling it up, it would turn off at 30 psi automatically. All right, so take the air out of this fat bike tire. It's a 26 by 4. Generally, I fill it up to about 10 psi for my summer riding. So I'll power the pump on, set it to 10 psi. Press it onto the stem, push the power button, and let her fill up. That is loud. That took one of my 3 bars of battery. My ears are still ringing from that. Took one of my 3 bars of battery. There are a couple different hot spots on the pump as you're running it. One is right on the brass fitting. Another is right down by these vent ports. And then if you're using the extension, this hose gets quite hot. So, and the pump itself is warm. It's doing a lot of work, and clearly it heats up while it's going. So that's something to keep in mind as you're holding on to it. All right, now I've got a gravel bike here. These are 700C by 42 tires, and I'm going to set my PSI to 50, and we'll see how long it takes to fill these tires. Same charge from after filling the fat bike, so still down to 2 bars now, but we'll see how long this takes. So go ahead and press it on. I'm going to go ahead and stop at 40, partly because the tire feels full, probably full enough for my use, and we're into the red. So I would have 10 more PSI to go to be able to fill it up. You could hear the motor getting extremely tired. The brass adapter is quite warm, so definitely heats up as you're going. So as you can see, I mean, if you're filling a mountain bike tires up, you may get 3 solid fills out of a pump charge, but it's definitely not going to be a fill it up, throw it in your bag, and forget about it. There's some ongoing maintenance that you're going to need to think about, which is making sure that it's fully charged before a ride, and if you use it, going ahead and charging it up again. One of the nice things about just having your regular bike pump, it is a set it and forget it, so to speak, pack it, and you don't have to worry about it until you need it. The one downfall is when you're, and I've been here, when you're filling up a fat bike tire, it is an upper body workout like crazy to fill up a tire as you're pumping back and forth. So there's huge advantage to using this little electric pump, and which is why I picked it up to give it a try. Overall, I would give this, I don't know, I give it maybe like a 6, 7, 8 out of 10. It does the job, and it does it well. It's super solid. I know that Viair knows what they're doing. They've been building pumps, and they continue building pumps that are of outstanding quality. It is $130 on their website, and also on Amazon. There are a ton of other options that are coming out these days on Amazon and other places, and so some are more expensive, some are less expensive. There's quite a few right around that $40 to $80 range on Amazon. Whether they have the reputation and the quality of Viair, I don't know. I haven't tried those out, but I definitely am pleased with this little pump. Important detail, I'm not sponsored by Viair. I chose to review this pump because it's something that I use, it's something that I like, and definitely wanted to have it as a backup option. So whether you get it, whether you think it's great, whether you hate it, and you choose not to get it, I'm ambivalent as to that decision of yours. But hopefully the review is informative and can help you decide whether this is something you want to add to your kit or something you want to pass over.